What is our fourth main topic today, Ashley?
Daniel Is The Vasque says BoxOfficePro just projected X-Men Dark Phoenix to make 40 to 55 million opening weekend due to bad test screenings and the people who worked on it saying it is worse than Fantastic Four 2015. The numbers didn't surprise me, but what does surprise me is that it is opening against The Secret Life of Pets 2, and that movie is tracking 70 to 90 million opening and expecting to take down Dark Phoenix. Can Pets 2 defeat X-Men?
You know, it's really interesting. We are now in a day and age with the movie business that comic book movies are the de facto main juggernaut of the box office. More people are going to see these movies anytime, to the point now that we just assume that when a comic book movie is opening, understandably so, our starting assumption is, well, it's going to be the number one film at the box office. So now we have an interesting situation coming up. On June 7th, we have two pictures opening. We have X-Men Dark Phoenix, and we have The Secret Life of Pets 2. The question being posed is, can Secret Life of Pets 2 actually beat X-Men Dark Phoenix at the box office? When in reality, the question should be, is there any reason to believe that Secret Life of Pets 2 wouldn't beat X-Men Dark Phoenix at the box office? Let's take a look at the history of this thing. First of all, we got the last Secret Life of Pets and the last X-Men movie. The last Secret Life of Pets came out. It had an opening weekend of $104 million. I really like this movie, by the way. I think it's really cute. But then again, I'm a dog person. So in total, I mean, it made more than Wonder Woman. It made $875 million at the box office, which is more than Venom, more than Wonder Woman, more than Ant-Man. I mean, more than a lot of comic book movies, right? So 104 million opening weekend, $875 million total, and it had a solid 73% critic rating at with the critics. All right. In contrast to that, the last X-Men film, X-Men Apocalypse, well, what was its opening? Its opening was $65 million, which ain't bad, but it's not $104 million. It had a global total box office of 544. Profitable. Nice little take, but it's nowhere near $875 million. And the Rotten Tomatoes critic rating was 47%. So here's the question. When you look at it in context, first Secret Life of Pets, 104 million opening, X-Men, 65 million opening. The first round made 875 million, X-Men's made 544. And the critical response, 73% for Secret Life of Pets, 47% for X-Men Apocalypse. So really the question of, and this is why I say, Robert, the question shouldn't be, can The Secret Life of Pets beat X-Men Dark Phoenix? To me, really the question is there any reason whatsoever to believe that it wouldn't? Rob, what do you think?
I think you're right. You know, we're living in a world where Captain Marvel crosses $1 billion, and everyone thinks that a comic book movie or a comic book franchise, especially one that's been around for 19 years, is a license to print money. And, it's not. You have these solid earners.
Shazam's an example of that.
Absolutely. Shazam is doing very respectable business worldwide. But this idea that it was going to make $1 billion, I mean, I think was a little, not in the cards. But this. I mean, The Secret Life of Pets, totally different thing. And what's interesting is we now compare and contrast these things as if all movies are Formula One cars that compete on the same track. And that's not true.
Good point.
I mean, we've got all kinds of different, there's NASCAR, there's Formula One, there's sprint cars, and we can't have these expectations that all movies are created equal and that they're all going to perform in the realm of the same box office. That isn't true. You've got to take each film on its own. And comparing and contrasting The Secret Life of Pets with X-Men, as you just so deftly pointed out, is not a good comparison. There is no comparison. And we have to remember that. And I think we as fans should remember that too, before we start calling things failures or saying that, oh, well, it means that the X-Men are tired. Nobody wants to see them anymore. Secret Life of Pets 2 is where it's at. Well, The Secret Life of Pets 2 has nothing to do with X-Men, and it is its own thing and should be judged accordingly.
I agree.